The college entrance examination is approaching, but my boyfriend wants to take the individual admission exam with his good friends. I advised him not to go. There are still 2 or 3 months left. If you work harder, you will definitely be able to pass the college entrance examination. Later, my boyfriend received an invitation. During a holiday, he asked me to go to an unfinished building. Jessica, if it weren't for you, I would have made money to buy a necklace for Callista. She should have married me. It's all because of you. Now I can only watch her marry someone else. Don't even think about being with me. I never liked you. He knocked me unconscious with a brick and left the unfinished building. Jessica, the college entrance examination is coming soon. I feel so stressed. My good friends have decided to take the individual admission exam. They said that this way they can have a holiday a few months in advance, and they can also work part-time and earn money in advance. With my score, it should be difficult to pass the college entrance examination. Jonathan supported his head with one hand and turned the pen with the other. The dazzling light forced me to open my eyes. Looking at the people around me writing furiously and the countdown to the college entrance examination on the wall, I knew that I was reborn. Thinking back to his previous life, he also anxiously confided his current troubles. I carefully guided him and found time to tutor him. We were both admitted to our favorite undergraduate schools. We thought everything was going well until he received a wedding invitation. On a cold holiday, he took me to an unfinished building. Thank you for letting me go to undergraduate school. Jonathan talked and laughed all the way. I will give you a surprise when we get there. When we arrived at the top floor of the unfinished building, I was wondering why there was nothing here. My head was hit hard by a brick, and I collapsed to the ground. Jonathan stepped on me tightly. What childhood sweethearts. We have only been playing together since childhood. You stopped me from taking the individual recruitment just to separate Callista and me, right? My brothers bought her a gold necklace and chased her. If it weren't for you stopping me, she would be my bride. My brothers are so good to me. How could they hurt me? Now I don't even have a brother. Jessica, you take yourself too seriously. It turns out that he has always had someone he likes. Our childhood sweetheart friendship is just a joke. Since you like painting so much, I will destroy your favorite thing. He smashed my finger bones with a brick, ignored my miserable requests for help, and pushed me down from the building. Now looking at his harmless face, I still felt a little scared in my heart. What's wrong? Are you not feeling well? Maybe you slept for too long and got caught in the wind. Jonathan waved his hand in front of me. I'm fine. I pushed Jonathan's hand away. You have such a good relationship with your brothers. How could they hurt you? I think you should go for the individual recruitment. I got up and walked away, ignoring him. Jessica, what's wrong with you? Why have you become so strange? I turned a deaf ear to Jonathan's complaints, walked straight to my seat, and started to practice questions. I ignored Jonathan for the whole day. At night, my phone kept ringing. Jessica, what's wrong with you? Are you not feeling well? If you are afraid of being alone, then we can go for the individual recruitment together, work together, and make money together. This way, we can be in the same store, and I can take care of you. Jessica, why don't you reply to your messages? You were not like this before. I simply turned on the Do Not Disturb function. The schedule in the 3rd year of high school is already very tight. In the previous life, in order to tutor him, I could have gone to a key university, but now I can only go to an ordinary university with him. This time, I will definitely not waste my time on him again. After washing up, I returned to the dormitory. Ellie handed me his phone. Your boyfriend called just now. You were not in the dormitory, so he sent me a message. Do you want to reply to him?
No.
I threw your phone aside. It's so late. Go to bed. Ellie looked at me abnormally. What's wrong? Did you have a fight? It wasn't like this before. It's nothing. I've let it go. I opened the practice questions and reviewed them again. But the phone next to me lit up again and again. I picked up the phone and went to the corridor. Hello, Jessica. What are you doing again? I provoke you, but you don't reply to my messages and don't answer my calls. I want to go for individual recruitment. What's wrong with you? If you still want to study, then study. Don't give others a cold shoulder. If you want to go, go.
Tell me what to say.
I hung up the phone and turned on airplane mode. I gave you a cold shoulder. It's good that I didn't slap you in the face. Ellie, Don't pay attention to that Jonathan in the future. We have nothing to do with each other anymore. I went back to the dormitory and lay on the bed. This time, I must live a good life for myself. Ellie saw that something was wrong and nodded repeatedly. At noon the next day, I followed Ellie and ran directly to the cafeteria.
Yo.
Isn't this Jessica? Let's eat together. Jonathan's good brothers were shouting in the cafeteria. Jonathan was eating white rice silently in the middle, turning a deaf ear to everything in front of him. Come quickly, with the beautiful Jonathan. Some people even whistled. Are you crazy? Ellie cursed at them. I picked up the sweet soup I had just served and walked straight to Jonathan. Jonathan slowly raised his head. Me? What are you doing? A bowl of sweet soup slowly slid down Jonathan's head like a drowned chicken. I'm sorry, classmate. I didn't see clearly that there was another person here just now. I threw the bowl into his rice and turned away. Jessica, you are so relieved. You really make me look at you in a new light. They can leave school tomorrow. Let's go out and relax tonight. Ignoring the barking of the people behind, Ellie grabbed my shoulder and walked out swaggeringly. Hot pot in summer is really great. I was eating happily when the doors of the private rooms were suddenly pushed open. Oops, sorry, I went to the wrong room. Just as I was about to close the door, I was pushed open by another person. What are you doing? Isn't this Jonathan's girlfriend? Let's eat together. Several boys entered the box under the instigation of this group of people. Don't you have money to eat? You still have to eat other people's food. I stared at Jonathan, who was huddled in the corner behind me. What are you talking about? Just take it as an apology for what happened at noon today to ease the relationship. We will leave school tomorrow. Won't you send us off? Several boys sat down carelessly. What a shameless bunch of guys. All the lights in the box were turned on. Only then did I realize that there was a girl inside. She looked delicate. Isn't she Callista, Jonathan's white moonlight, his goddess? Jonathan was squeezed aside by several people. The girl moved the bench aside. Jonathan sat next to his goddess as a matter of course. It would be boring to just eat food. It would be better to drink some wine. Soon, several waiters weighed a box of beer. Come on, I'll treat you. This group of people was obviously teasing Jonathan. After a few rounds, Jonathan's face was already red. The girl next to him handed him a tissue considerately. Stop forcing brother Jonathan to drink. I have to find a part-time job tomorrow. How about we play a game? Callista said with interest. Okay, look at Jonathan. It's only a few bottles, and it's like this. If you can't drink, don't come in the future. The bald man looked at him with disdain. Brother Faye, I can still drink, Jonathan, with a face like a monkey's but, said drunkenly. Okay, Jonathan, don't be so stubborn. How about we play truth or dare? The loser drinks, but the content can't be too extreme. Okay, you two should have no objections, right? The bald man smiled and said, okay, let's play. This is the box I booked and I can give it to you. Okay, how about this? I'll turn this phone, and whoever the phone head points to will make a request to the person opposite him. Callista turned the phone skillfully. Creak, creak. Sister Goo, we are really destined to meet. The phone head slowly stopped in front of Callista, then I started asking questions. Well, I didn't expect that the first game would be me. Then let's have fun. I calmly picked up the wine glass beside me. Of course not to drink. It is to prevent bad sounds from entering the ears and to mute the other party. Does your sister have a boyfriend? Callista looked at me proudly, but her hand was already on Jonathan. Jonathan's face was flushed. I don't know if it was because the alcohol hadn't worn off yet or he liked it too much. He lowered his head deeply, not daring to look at me, let alone Callista. Well, looking at Jonathan's mean look is really disgusting. I raised my head and chuckled. There is something. Jonathan raised his head abruptly. Obviously, he didn't expect me to say that. Ahem, sister is really. It's surprising. Callista pulled back his hand from Jonathan's shoulder. In this case, this round is over. Let's play the next round. The mobile phone turned on the table again and again. Several boys were having a lot of fun. Let's do it again. Several people with red faces were standing aside, like unevolved monkeys. Callista also drank too much, and his body was swaying. Let's do it again. The phone slowly stopped, and this time pointed at the bald man. Opposite him was the timid Jonathan. It's my turn. Hee hee, the bald man smiled obscenely. We were playing truth or dare just now. How boring. Jonathan, I'll make the decision for you this time. Let's take a big adventure, okay? The bald man laughed, and Jonathan nodded quickly. Why didn't I realize he was so cowardly before? The bald man stood up and squinted at Jonathan for a while. How about this? You kiss the beautiful Callista.
What?
Jonathan's eyes lit up all of a sudden, and he turned to look at me, then lowered his head guiltily. It's okay, it's just a kiss. Don't we play it often? We're leaving tomorrow. Sister Jessica shouldn't mind, right? Callista looked at me with a smile. Haha, I raised my glass and drank it all. Kiss one, looking at this group of guys jumping up and down. If Darwin had proposed the theory of evolution, if he had pulled these people over, no one would have questioned it. Under the encouragement of a group of people, especially the goddess' irresistible gaze, Jonathan slowly kissed him. You see, I said sister wouldn't mind, right? Callista looked at me provocatively, looking at Jonathan, who was still savoring the moment. It was really disgusting. I walked around the crowd and came to Jonathan. What kind of big adventure is that? I'll show you what a real dare is. I lifted up Jonathan's head and slapped him directly. Jonathan was stunned by the beating. It took him a long time to react. He covered his face and shouted loudly. Good at you, Jessica. What do you want to do? What are you doing? Didn't I say it's truth or dare? No one should mind, right? I picked up my bag and strode out of the box with Ellie. The school started again. The students who were recruited individually had already left school. Some of them went home to review, and some went to find a job. The classroom was empty. Ellie, show me the solution to this problem. Without Jonathan's hindrance, my grades have improved by leaps and bounds. Let's apply for this school together. Ellie took out a picture of the school's scenery. Okay, because of the wrong decisions in my previous life, I really missed too much. Ding-ling-ling, the alarm clock rang. I took out my mobile phone. It clearly said Jonathan. Why did you call me when you didn't find a part-time job? Ellie tilted his head and stuffed a spicy strip into his mouth. Hello, something's up. I answered the phone impatiently and turned on the speaker. Jessica, I was wrong about the last time. I drank too much and was a little drunk. I was having fun and just kissed Callista. You shouldn't mind, right? Looking at Jonathan's skilled attitude of admitting his mistakes, I really wanted to run to him and slap him a few times. Hearing that I didn't say anything, Jonathan thought I really didn't mind and continued. Jessica, you used to be the most considerate. Can you lend me some money? Anyway, you don't spend much money in school. Give it to me, and I'll save it for you. I'll pay you back after you finish the college entrance examination. Haha, you're the only one who can pay me back. For so many years, the relationship of childhood sweethearts has been taken for granted by you as an ATM. And this money should be used to buy a necklace for Callista, right? Jonathan, please realize that we no longer have any relationship. Are you crazy to borrow money from me? How come you couldn't find a part-time job and were kicked out? Hang up the phone, block the number, and give yourself a quiet space. The moment he hung up the phone, Ellie finally couldn't hold it back and laughed. Tell me why I didn't realize that Jonathan was so shameless before? How could he have the nerve to say it out loud? Haha, he was like this before, but I protected him too well. So good that he felt he could do anything and he was the boss. I came to the cafeteria, bought food, and returned to the dormitory. The weather has been dry these days, so I went outside to buy some drinks. Ellie put the food on the table and turned away. I just opened the lunchbox when I heard a knock on the door. Ellie, did you forget something again? The door is not locked. You just push it hard and it will open. Because it is on the first floor, the door of this dormitory is a little damp and deformed, so it is difficult to push the door open after it is closed. Is that so? Then Jonathan, use more force. This sound was from Callista. Besides, this is the girls' dormitory. When I bought food, I gave my phone to Ellie. I hurried to find something to hold the door. Jonathan, you shameless guy, you even entered the girls' dormitory. I gritted my teeth and cursed in a low voice inside. Jonathan pushed hard a few times outside but couldn't push the door open, so he started knocking on the door again. Jessica, open the door. We have something to tell you. We only found the dormitory because you blocked my phone. Open the door. Bang, bang, bang. Jonathan, We have nothing to do with each other anymore. Hurry up and leave, I shouted, hoping that someone would hear the sound and drive them away, but unfortunately no one did. The dormitory was quiet at noon. Callista stopped pretending. Jonathan, can't you just kick the door open? Do you like me or her? Followed by the sound of Jonathan kicking the door. The broom soon moved.
Bang.
The dormitory door was slammed open. Callista stood behind Jonathan and looked at her provocatively. Sister Jessica, what are you afraid of? We can still eat you. Don't we just want to have a good chat? Callista pulled out a bench and sat down. Jonathan stood next to her. Jessica, why don't you open the door? Okay, let's talk about business. Don't lose your temper with Sister Jessica, Callista said softly to Jonathan. Take out your living expenses. Jessica is going to participate in a competition. There is a necklace that she hasn't bought yet. Anyway, you have a lot of pocket money, so it's okay for you to take some out. This is the first time I've seen someone talk about borrowing money so confidently. I don't have money. The money was given to me by my parents. Why should I give it to them? These two bottomless pits. As long as you give it once, you have to give it countless times. How is it possible? I know you have money. Why are you pretending? We grew up together. How come you are so reluctant to lend me even a little money? I get annoyed when I mention growing up together. In his previous life, he used this reason to sever all ties between us. Today he uses this reason again, to want everything from me. We've only been friends since childhood. Jonathan, do you take yourself too seriously? My eyes were red, and I tried to suppress the urge to hit him. Jessica, why are you so stingy? Did Ellie say something to you to sow discord between us? He's really a mad dog biting people indiscriminately. Jonathan, please get out of here quickly. Shouldn't you make your own money to buy a necklace for Callista? You use other people's money to buy a necklace for your goddess. Aren't you afraid of being laughed at when you tell others about it? It's not time for me to get paid yet, Jessica. Are you going to lend me the money or not? Jonathan's voice suddenly became low. No, I won't lend it to you. Jonathan suddenly grabbed my neck like crazy. You won't even lend me a few $1,000s. You're not even half as good as he, and you're still yelling here. Give me the money quickly, or I won't be polite. The veins on Jonathan's hands bulged, and I felt the scene in front of me gradually became blurred. My throat was unable to make any sound, and I could hear Jonathan's roar in my ears and Callista's mocking laughter. Stop. I don't know how long it took, but Ellie's voice rang in my ears. My neck suddenly loosened. I lay on the ground coughing and gasping for air. Jonathan, you shameless guy, you even entered the girls' dormitory. Ellie protected me behind him. Ellie, I advise you not to meddle in other people's business. Jonathan was like crazy and knocked Ellie to the ground with one punch. Jessica, give me money, give me money. I was shocked. A thick dictionary was raised by Jonathan. Jessica, you forced me to do it, you stop. A group of police suddenly broke in. A policeman rushed over, snatched the dictionary from Jonathan's hand, and pushed him to the ground. Callista saw that something was wrong and wanted to jump out of the window, but the window was sealed. She was also caught by the police and put in the car. The head teacher also came to inquire and helped Ellie and me into the car. After investigating the surveillance, we found out that Callista and Jonathan climbed over the low wall of the campus. Because Callista is a girl and there are few people in the dormitory, Jonathan hid behind Callista while the dormitory manager went to the toilet. It was easy to get into the girls' dormitory. The police took the two to the detention center. The scar on my neck had healed a lot. It was already late at night when we returned to school. The school had hired someone to build a high wall. After locking the dormitory door, Ellie and I finally relaxed. Jessica, break up. We must break up. This thing almost cost us our lives. In order to buy a necklace for his goddess, he asked us for money. If I hadn't taken a look out the small window today, we would both be finished and would have broken up long ago. He was so shameless. The ointment on my neck was icy cold, but my voice was still a little hoarse at this time. It was horrible. Ellie took the quilt to cover his head. It was a very uncomfortable night. The next day, the whole school strengthened the security facilities and added security guards. Another 1 or 2 months passed. The college entrance examination was getting closer and closer. Senior high school students were under time pressure and had heavy tasks. There were 2 or 3 teachers in each evening self-study class to tutor students. The college entrance examination is coming soon. Everyone cheer up, and you can relax after these few days. I bought a cake for our class tonight. Let's go to the movies later and relax. See you tomorrow. Come on. The head teacher cheered us up, but there was one more thing I wanted to announce. The students enrolled through the individual recruitment will be back soon. Because the classrooms and teachers have not been assigned yet, they will be assigned immediately a few days before they return. Everyone, don't be influenced by them. The head teacher gave me a meaningful look. While others were dividing the cake, I followed him out. The Jonathan incident caused too much trouble. I don't know what the school thought, but they actually let him back. The teacher pulled me to the corridor. This time, Jonathan's family put up a deposit, saying that Jonathan would be able to go to college if he worked harder. The school also looked at his regular grades, so you must protect yourself this time. If you find anything wrong with him, notify me immediately, and I will report it to the school immediately.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Ellie and I returned to the dormitory with worries. Neither of us could continue studying. If that lunatic Jonathan had another attack, I couldn't even imagine it. The next day, the students who didn't get admitted through the individual recruitment carried their school bags and pulled the table at the back. Jonathan, you sit here. Thank you so much. You've been working with us for so long, and you haven't been able to review. Otherwise, you would have been admitted through the individual recruitment. Jonathan's so-called good brothers were laughing on the side. He doesn't seem to feel guilty at all. Jonathan's desk was pulled between the brothers. Jonathan, let's go to the basketball court tonight and play a game. The bald man took out a beautiful basketball. Wow, Brother Faye, when did you buy the basketball? It's so handsome. Jonathan cast an envious look. When can I eat it? I bought it with my first month's salary. I just sold my time to play with it. The bald man proudly turned the basketball on his fingertips. Brother Faye is so handsome. Take me with you tonight. And me. Be quiet. When you come back, just stay there and don't disturb the students in front. The head teacher pushed open the back door with a dozen papers and looked at Jonathan deeply. Some students, you can come back because you paid a deposit. If you make a mistake again, you'll be expelled immediately. Jonathan finally calmed down. Let's go to the abandoned basketball court behind the campus to play in the evening. The court is big. Let's not go to evening self-study. Otherwise, there will not be enough time to play. The bald man muttered in the back. I'm afraid of being caught. Jonathan said timidly. What are you afraid of? Are you too strict with Jessica? You can't even skip classes, right? It's okay. I don't do this often as before. Isn't it still here? And playing there? I don't know what the bald man said to Jonathan. Jonathan's eyes suddenly lit up and he nodded in agreement.
It was dinner time.
Jonathan followed them and swaggered out with the day students. I don't know if Jonathan was stupid or what. He was like a different person since he followed them. Ellie stuffed the rice into his mouth. How could he be a different person? For his white moonlight, he could kill me. It's just skipping the evening self-study. What is he afraid of? I washed the dishes and continued to review. The evening self-study bell rang, and all the teachers came to the class. The head teacher was worried and followed. Where are the people in that area? The school stipulates that single recruitment students must attend evening self-study. Where did they go? The monitor looked up and saw the empty area at the back. Teacher, it was the seat of Jonathan and others. I didn't see it during dinner. The teacher frowned. The monitor should manage the discipline. I'll go to the monitoring room to have a look. The basketball court behind the school is separated from the classroom by only one wall. Suddenly, sirens were heard outside. The students stood on tiptoe. Jonathan and others started fighting. He was taken away by the police again. Jonathan is 1VN, quite capable. The classmates were quiet and sat down for evening self-study. The curtains were drawn. Under the order of the class monitor, although everyone in the class sat down, they continued to discuss. Jonathan was finished now. He would definitely be expelled from the school. Ellie handed me a note. I smiled knowingly. I seemed to know what was going on. The class meeting was held the next day. The head teacher had a big afro and a scar on her eye. It seemed that she had not slept all night. She knocked on the table. All the single recruitment students, listen carefully. Jonathan and others have been expelled from the school, and their mistakes have been recorded in the files. They went to earn money through single recruitment, but gave all the money to others. They didn't get the girl, and the money became their brother's basketball money. Weigh your own weight clearly. I don't care how you were in the past. Talk about love after the college entrance examination. Focus all your attention on studying. Persevere for another month, and you will be free. The single recruitment students will gather downstairs in the afternoon to reallocate classrooms. It turns out that Jonathan gave all his money to Callista. He was going to buy her a necklace, but Callista actually bought a basketball for the bald man and spent all the remaining money. On the basketball court, several people were having a great time playing. The bald man let the cat out of the bag. Jonathan and several people got into a fight. Fortunately, the head teacher went to find him in time. Otherwise, Jonathan would have been beaten to death by them. The college entrance examination is over. Ellie and I are going to travel abroad. Jessica, a murder happened in our place near our school, and the murderer is a student who has just reached adulthood. Ellie opened the video and saw a familiar figure being escorted in the middle by the police. What's going on? Isn't this Jonathan? The Jonathan in the video was wearing a security uniform, holding a bloody knife in one hand and swearing at the back. Behind him, several medical staff carried a person covered in blood into the ambulance. It was not difficult to see that this person was Callista. The bald man and his little brothers followed one after another. Callista, you owe me. You destroyed everything I have. Jonathan screamed loudly before finally being taken to the police car. Seeing the popularity of the comments below, it seems that it is because this girl is with someone else. It seems to be the bald man behind him. I was at the scene, I know, I heard what the boy said. It seems that he pursued this girl, but ended up losing all his money and being expelled from school. Then he saw this girl with another boy, so he picked up a kitchen knife and started hacking at her. The people around him were so scared that they couldn't react until the boss came and called the police. I was also at the scene. This boy was hacking her to death, and no one dared to stop him. I don't think the girl can be saved. The evidence is irrefutable. There are cameras everywhere, and there are many witnesses. This boy, at such a young age, actually did such a thing. Jonathan is asking for trouble. Ellie turned off her phone and started eating a coconut. That time, if you hadn't come quickly, he would have strangled me to death. Jonathan looks harmless and powerless. If it wasn't seen with your own eyes, who would have believed that he would kill someone? In his previous life, he killed his childhood sweetheart, and now he kills his white moonlight. I snorted coldly. Bad people will pay the price after all. Ding-ling-ling, someone from home called. Hello, Mom, do you miss me? I'm here. You got in. Your Aunt Zhang is here too. Tell Ellie that you two got in the same university and it was your first choice. The uncle and aunt's hearty laughter came from behind. Ellie, stay with you. Have fun and come back when you've had enough. Ellie was admitted to my ideal school. Really, I checked it out. My mom sent our admission letters and said that we can open them when we get back. That's great. The new school season is coming. Under the guidance of my senior sister, I came to the reporting office. Jessica, Ellie, you are all in the same class. Put your luggage in the dormitory, and you can go over there to pick up the books. Your dormitory number is 5211. We are both in 5211. Yes, please follow my senior sister.